Hello everyone, welcome back. I decided to do a live cook with me today. I haven't done one for a few weeks and it worked so well last time, so I thought why not do it again today. Hello Melda, how are you? Thank you so much for popping in. Let's see, I'm probably going to have a little bit of a delay, but let's see who's gonna pop in with us today. I hope you're well, Melda, and that you are safe and healthy and everything is well. Oh, good to hear. I'm glad to hear you're good. So today I'm going to make some no-bake protein bars. These can also be made into little protein balls if that's what you prefer. I just sometimes feel like it just takes a whole lot longer and it's a whole lot more messy making the balls because you have to roll it all up and everything, and with the cocoa it gets everywhere. So I'm going to make some bars out of them today. Just see if we get some more people heading in. I don't think it's too much of a delay today actually. That's good. That's good to know, so I can just follow the chat on my screen and I don't have to put my phone up because sometimes it's like 30 seconds delayed or something on my screen. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use my Thermomix. You can use any kind of food processor or high powered blender with this recipe, and I thought yeah, we'll just use the Thermomix and I will sort of let you know what to do. You can use the same kind of instructions for a food processor or a blender, so I thought that'd be fine. For those that haven't seen a Thermomix before, it looks like this. It can, because it's a thermal cooker, it can cook and stuff as well, but we're just going to use the blending function today, so literally just this little wheel here. Now what I love about this recipe here is that it is just packed full of whole foods and just fantastic ingredients, and it's going to be perfect for like a pre-workout boost or anything as well. Hello Cubs Den, welcome, so good to see you here. So yeah, we're going to make our bars, and yeah, they're going to be fantastic for you. If you need a quick snack when you're out working out, that's not going to be, you're not going to feel guilty from eating them because we're not going to have any refined sugars in them. We're going to put a little bit of maple syrup, but that is about it, and it's only a couple of tablespoons. So by the time we divide this into all the bars, it's going to be quite a tiny amount. It's just for a bit of flavor and just to keep it all together. So I thought we'll just slowly get started. So what I'm going to do, let's see, there's my, first thing we're going to do is we've got some linseeds or flax seeds as some people say. I'm going to mill that up because the recipe calls for flaxseed meal, but I'll show you how easy I can do. So I've got just the whole, there we go, just the whole seeds here, and we're going to mill that in here. So, oh, there we go. Let's see, I'm just going to put that up just a little bit, and you can see the top. I will show you. I'll let you know what I'm doing down on the bottom there as well. So we're going to start. So the recipe calls for not 3/4, 1/3 of a cup of flaxseed meal. So I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of the whole seeds because by the time you mill it down, it's actually, you incorporate more air into it, so it's going to expand. So it's going to be roughly about 1/3 of a cup. So I'm just going to measure that into here. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to get my lid and a little measuring cup. Don't mill things without a measuring cup, it makes a mess, trust me. So I'm just going to put that right up onto the top speed just for like a 5 to 10 seconds. I'll check it and then I'll see if I need to mill it more. Usually I don't, so let's just go. So it's going to be a little bit loud, but so that was 7 seconds, and that is pretty good actually. I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite ground down. Now this is actually really good if you like things like LSA mix. They usually cost a fair bit from the shops. You can just make that yourself in like a blender or everything, like just with what is this? Linseed, sunflower seeds, and almonds, I think that is. Hello, Blue Jeans, how are you? Thank you so much for popping in. So I'm just scraping down into the bottom, just all the stuff that's inside. And let's see, just get my recipe back up again. Here we go. Then we're gonna add in, I've got some almond butter. So we're gonna get that. I don't think I took my tablespoons out. They're just easier than the measuring spoons just because it's way down the bottom. So we're gonna have 4 tablespoons of this. I haven't used this in a while, so it's a little bit split, but that's okay. So 1. But this will help hold it all together as well. 2. 3. And we get 1 more. There we go, losing my grip here. 4. There we go. Let's put that away. Okay, so we're going to do cocoa powder. So I just use, this is one I got from Aldi. It is a seriously massive bag. I think it was like on a, they had it on like one of those special buys when they had like lots of like organic health foods and stuff, and it's taking me forever to get through it. So I need 2 tablespoons. One, 2. I'm just gonna see this one. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Blue Jeans. Just so you asked if that was coffee. No, it's linseeds. So I had like the whole linseeds or flax seeds, depending on what you want to call them. And I just put them into the blender, and I've just blended it just to make the meal, like the linseed meal. So instead of buying linseed meal, I just buy the whole seeds because they last much longer, so they don't go off. And then I just mix it up and blend it up when I need it. So that's what we're doing. And let's see. Yes, it is so multifunctional. Like it cooks, it mills, it kneads. I can knead my doughs in there. I seriously love this thing. I use it. It saves so much time. It really does. Let's see, where are we up to? So we've got the cocoa powder. So we're going to put in a little bit of maple syrup. So it's only about, it says 2 tablespoons. So I'm only going to do, I'm just going to do 1.5 because there's a powder I'm going to put in, which is BCAA's. And that does have a little bit of sweetener in it as well. So I'm not going to go overboard with the maple syrup because it's got the other one's got stevia in it. So I don't want it to be like sickly sweet. Let's see. So we're going to do, so it says chocolate protein powder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the BCAA powder. So BCAAs are branched chain amino acids. It's not a protein, but we're going to add in some other protein as well, but I like these because I'm going to use it for like if I've got to go out for a walk or anything like that. It's just really handy to have because it just helps with muscle recovery and everything as well, so you don't get so sore muscles. So I'm just going to do 2 scoops of that, and this has got a bit of cocoa flavour in here as well, so it's going to be quite cocoa-y. Nice sort of chocolatey flavours. So let's put that away. And then instead of protein powder, I'm actually going to use hemp seeds. So hemp seeds is one of those fantastic seeds that is packed full of nutrients. I'm getting dirty fingernails from the cocoa. So let's see, where's my spoons? I thought I'd do about a good tablespoon or two of that. So they look like this. So I'll show you. It's just a great thing just to add to like smoothies or smoothie bowls or like this, just because it's got lots of plant-based proteins as well. Now, I'm not opposed to a good steak for protein as well, but I know a lot of people like to do plant-based, so I do tend to do a lot of that as well. So let's see. Oh gosh, I need to put my phone on like a longer. So that was the proteins. We are going to add in some. Oh, I forgot to take out my coconut oil. Be right back. Ta-da! There we go. Now, so we're going to need how much? It's about 1 to 2 tablespoons. I should have taken this out earlier. It would have been a bit softer because it's actually quite warm here today. So 1 to 2 tablespoons. So I reckon that was a pretty decent tablespoon. I put a little bit more in, and then we can always add in more if we need it. This will sort of help us bring everything together, and it should make it easy to shape and everything. Alright, let's put some we used over there. Just need a little drink. Alright, where are we up to? So we've got the coconut oil. So we're going to use some shredded coconut. Now if you are going to roll this into balls instead of doing bars, you can put a little bit of coconut aside and you can roll it into that, or you can use cocoa powder if you like it like really chocolatey. But I'm just going to, so it's 1/3 of a cup, I've got a 1/4 cup here. I'm just going to add in a little bit of extra of that. So just heap it up a little bit. About that much, I reckon. So I've got the original recipe for this, and I've changed it up a little bit. It's from cottercrunch.com. I will link this. I'll try to remember to link this afterwards. I have changed it up a little bit, like with the hemp seed and everything like that. So it's not 100% the same, and I'm making it into bars rather than making it into balls as well. Now I thought I'd show you as well. One of the other things, if you don't have maple syrup and you need like a sticky sweetener, dates are another good one. You can soak them in a little bit. If you don't have medjool dates, which are like the big fluffy ones, you can just take whole pitted dates. Just make sure they are actually pitted and don't run whole dates, unpitted dates through your blender, because you're going to ruin everything you make. And you can just soak them in a little bit of water, and then you can put them in, and that will act as a sweetener as well. And you don't need very many of them. You almost get like a little bit of a caramelly flavour out of it. Let's see. And we just need some cocoa nibs or dark chocolate chips or something, but I'm gonna use the cocoa nibs today, but just because I like them. So they like, you know, when you get the cocoa pod, so when you break that all down, it goes into, before you mill it into a powder, it like comes out. It's like little. Let's try to show. Don't know if you can see. So they're like, you can almost think of them like little chocolate chips. They're just like really hard. But then they've got a little bit more of a bitter taste to them, but I quite like it. So I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of that. And it just gives a little bit of crunch. 1, 2, I reckon. I said 2 to 3. So we'll do 2. So that was pretty big tablespoons anyway. So let's see. Just trying to catch up on Yeah, no bake, no bake at all. This is just going to be one of those ones that you just set in the fridge for a little while once you rolled them up or made them into bars. So I'm going to set it into a little baking tray and then put them into the fridge, and then I'll cut it after a little while. So you can even probably set it in the freezer as well if you want it to set really quick. I think that was it. So we're going to put our lid on. Let's see, I'm just going to try to see. I need to push, if I push my screen just over a little bit, that way I can see what I've actually got while it's live. So I'm just going to push that down. You can see a little bit better there now. So anyway, I'm just going to lift it up, I'll show you. So I'm going to just use that little dial there. I'm just going to dial it right up just to give it a good blend. I usually just check it every now and again, just to see. Obviously now I'm just gonna have to lean down a little bit because I'm out of the screen. So what I do is I just check it and I just wait for it to sort of really come together, and you'll see when that happens, because it's not going to be all sort of, what do you call, crumbly anymore. It's going to come together as a dough, and that's a good time to start putting it into either into balls or however you wanna do it. All right, so I'm going to just crank this up. I might just it might be a bit loud. I'm just going to go into here. I'm just going to lower down the microphone just a little bit, just for this. There we go, just so you didn't get blasted your ears. So it's not that loud, but I don't know how that comes across on the microphone. That looks pretty good to me. I'll show you. Yeah, that's good. You can kind of hear your blaze is like starting to work. This way I can put this back up again now. There we go. So you can sort of hear that your blaze starts to work a little bit harder, and that's a good time to just check. Usually by that time you can just lift up the lid and check. Obviously if you have like a glass blender or something like that, you'll see it. But it's, let's see, yeah, it's like a dough. Let's see, I'm trying to, just like that. So you can see, if you see at the front there, it's all like a bit shiny and holds together. So that's what I want. And I'm going to put this to the side now because we don't need this anymore. I'm just going to put all my bits and pieces away. And I just realised I haven't put my baking tray out, so I'm just going to grab that from down the bottom here. Now, where is my tray? Actually, I can just use, hang on a second. I put it in a different drawer. Where I'll put it? Ah, there it is. I'm going to dig it out because it's like right down the bottom. Ta-da! Here we go. There we go. It's a little bit worse for wear. It's like corners bent and stuff, but it does the trick, and I'm not one of those that will just keep buying new stuff when my old stuff is still working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some Glad wrap, cling wrap down the bottom, just because it's going to help me get it out afterwards. So I'm just going to rest that down the bottom there. You can like grease it and stuff first as well, but I don't really needed to be crazy fancy, like it's just for like family and stuff, but there we go. So I've literally just sort of just rested it down the bottom, but it will just help me out because I can just grab onto that. You can use baking paper as well if you want, and then you can just lift it up afterwards when you need it. Also, if I'm not sure if this will completely reach to the end, but it's so firm, so I should be able to shape it to however bigger space I need it to be. Let's see, I'm just going to change over because I'm just looking at my OBS thing here just so I can see the chat. There we go. Yeah, it does look a bit like chocolate, doesn't it? There's so much cocoa in there, but because it's got all the seeds and stuff in there as well, and the hemp and all of that, so it's just packed full of just whole fantastic ingredients. It's just going to give you so much nourishment. Oh. Yeah, it's like really, really thick. So it's like sitting really well around sort of down the bottom of that. Around the blades there. There we go. I'm getting it all out now. So I'm just gonna, here we go. I think that's the last bit. Beautiful. So I'll just show you. Let's put that off. So that's, let's see, there we go. At the moment, that's just what it looks like. So what I'm going to do now, I reckon I probably only need about half. So I'm just going to start pushing it into the corners to wherever I need it. And then I'm going to cut it a bit later. So we are going to, what I tend to use, where's my lid? There it is. I actually often use that little measuring cup that sits in the top of my Thermomix because it's quite good at actually firming things down. But you can use a spoon as well. So let's see, can you guys see if I go like that and I go, ha ha ha, yes you can. Awesome. So I'm just going to start over and just pushing it into the corners a little bit. I'm not pushing down overly hard at the moment. I'm just sort of spreading it out just so I can see. Just put my hair away. There we go. Just so I can see roughly how much I've got. Yeah, I reckon that's about right. Yeah, so about here. So it's about half. I could have actually used just like a little 16-inch cake tin, I reckon, square one. So if you have that, that will be a good size tin to use. Or you can just, double the recipe and you can make more. There we go. So these are starting to come together a little bit there. So I'm sort of just starting to push it down. What you now can do, because usually if you're doing it as like a little ball, we can use a little bit of coconut. So I'm just going to quite literally just drizzle a little bit of coconut over the top because it makes it just not so incredibly sticky. And it just gives us something to push off against. And I'm going to go in with this one. You can still keep going with a spoon, but this just really pushes it really flat because it's got a completely straight surface. I don't like going in with my hands too much with this just because it gets really sticky. And then I'm completely messy and it just goes everywhere. And I can just promise you that I would put it on my clothes and put it everywhere where it shouldn't be. So I'm just going to pull down just a little bit on the side there. And you know what I can do? Because I've got this here and it only goes to about half, I'm going to pull it over a little bit like that. And I'm going to use that. So now I've quite literally just wrapped it up. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly half of this. So see here, I've got stuff on me already. There we go. I always make a mess when I cook. But that's the thing with videos, you can just edit it all out. So that's what I'm up to right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and put this into the fridge to set. You can probably put it in the freezer as well. I might put it in the freezer for a little bit. There we go, and then we can just chat for a little bit while we wait for that. So I can put my screen back where it should be. There we go, just so I can see everything that's going on and see where I am in the picture and all of that. Alrighty, so yeah, and I definitely yeah, it's almost like a healthy brownie. Completely right. It's like a raw. This is what you'd find like when you go to like those healthy cafes and stuff, and they have like raw desserts. That's pretty much what you find there. Just because they got such a rich, they get such a rich flavor, so much taste and everything. Hello, Akeem. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. Good to see you here. I think I've seen your name around a couple of times, like on my other videos and stuff. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so that's sort of often what I do when I make a lot of those sort of little, also like keto treats and stuff like that. I will cut them into like bite size or like portion size, and I will have them keep them in the freezer, and then I'll just take one when I need it and stuff as well. And I just find it just helps. I've always been like a massive sweet tooth. I love all the sweet stuff. So by doing it this way, I can really sort of reduce down the amount of sweet food that I consume, while still feeling like, you know, I'm getting a chocolate hit or a cocoa hit or something like that as well. So yeah, that definitely does help. So yeah, I thought I'd see. Does anyone have any like questions about ingredients, about any like other recipes or anything like that? Then then yeah, feel free to, you know, fire away, and I'll try to answer as much as I can while that sort of sits in the freezer for a little bit before we cut it all up. I'm really lucky today. My husband was home because he worked on the weekend, so he got a day off. So he took today off so I could do a live stream. So he's taken a little one out to the playground. So it is quiet. I'm not having to watch sort of him coming into the screen and stuff, which is really good. So there should be a way, because they literally drove off as I pressed start stream. So so yes, sweet stuff. Yeah, I love it. I just that's why you can. That's why I have a whole playlist with like healthy treats and stuff. Just because I just love finding new things to make, and those sort of things as well. And I figure that, you know, if I want those sort of recipes, I'm sure there's other people that want them as well. So I might as well share them, because often what I do is that when I find recipes online or anywhere, I will change them up quite a lot. So they usually don't really resemble what the original recipe was like as well. Like today, I used, instead of protein powder, I used the hemp seed, and I used the branched chain amino acids instead. And there's just so many other things that you could do as well. Although today I actually did stick sort of fairly well to that recipe, and obviously we used the whole linseeds and made it ourselves instead, which is handy to do. And I think it's a good way to save money as well. So many people find that, you know, eating healthy, and buying all this food that's meant to be so good for us can cost like an arm and a leg. You nearly have to sell a kidney to to afford a lot. But the second you start buying bulk and buying whole ingredients, um, rather than having the pre-prepped ones, you're going to start saving a whole lot of money. And I think that's where I like my my Thermomix and stuff as well, because I can make all of this stuff from scratch. So things like LSA mix, I can make my own flours even. Like I can do make almond meal. I can make almond flour and all of that. Make my own almond milk. So what are you guys off doing there? Healthy sweets, you sure are. He can't stand anything sweet, natural or not. Oh gosh. But yeah, sort of with sweetness and stuff, there's so many different things out there now that's compared to just a few years ago, there wasn't really a whole lot. You had your sugars, and then you had like things like your equals or your sucralose, or those absolutely horrible. They just taste bad, don't they? Those little tablets and stuff that we used for like years that we thought were healthy. Oh, no way. Oh, hang on, I'm just putting my hand in like peanut butter or something. Or almond butter it was we used. We didn't use peanut butter, because almond butter's got slightly less carbs. So you know that now too. Peanut butter is a little bit higher in carbs. Almond butter is lower. Also, actually, with this, if you need to have a nut-free version of this, you can use tahini, which is sesame seeds that's been ground down until they start releasing oils, which is exactly what your nut butters, the peanut butter and almond butter and stuff are as well. You literally just keep grinding it until it releases the oils, and then it works together as like a butter. But you can use tahini, or you could use like some sunflower. I'm getting tongue-tied. Or you can use the same like sunflower butter as well, which is the same thing. Grind down your sunflowers until they release their oils, and then you have your sunflower butter. So that's a good solution if you have kids with allergies, nut allergies or something in your house. If you want to send something like this to school, and a lot of the schools here in Australia have a nut-free policy, just because there's so many kids that are anaphylactic to especially peanuts, but also other tree nuts. So we're actually not allowed to bring anything containing nuts to our schools. So I find, yeah, that's a good option to use instead, that you can use these seed butters instead of the nut butters. So they would work perfectly fine in this recipe as well. And same like a lot of other recipes that might use like almond meal and stuff. Yeah, you just grind down your seeds and use that instead. Let's see, anything else happening in the chat that I haven't seen? No, I think I'm all caught up. So let me know if any of you, I hope any of you, none of you are affected by those fires over in the USA. We know, especially here in Australia, we definitely know the devastation that those wildfires and bushfires can cause. So I just hope that you're all safe. Cubston and Blue Jeans, I know you guys are in Canada, so I think you guys haven't heard anything about Canada being on fire. So hopefully those of you that are in the USA or anywhere else, that you are all safe from fires, from viruses, from plagues. We're lucky, very lucky here. We are almost back to sort of normal in our state. South Australia has currently got, I don't think we've got any, actually I think we've got one case that's already in a quarantine. So that was someone that came from overseas. And usually when they come from overseas, they go straight into hotel quarantine, and they have to stay there for at least 2 weeks. pending test results and everything as well, so they get tested a few times. And we had one there that's already in hotel quarantine that had gone straight from the airport into there. So we don't have any other cases, no community transmissions at the moment, which is fantastic. So we do feel a whole lot safer here. A couple of our other states on the East Coast, sort of the more famous states, like we have Melbourne and Sydney and like Queensland and stuff like that. They are a bit more, they've had some second waves happening, especially Victoria, which is the state where Melbourne is. So yeah, we've had the borders and everything completely shut down into Victoria, so no one's been allowed to travel in and out. You're in Bahamas. Oh gosh, beautiful. Did I just see that? Did you guys, I think you guys, have you had a vote or something lately? I think I literally just read something yesterday about Bahamas. And I think you've got like a female prime minister or something, which I think is freaking awesome. It is so good. I love it when people can have strong, powerful women in charge, and the patriarchy doesn't feel upset about it. We tried that here, and it didn't go well. I didn't think Australia was that far behind, but I think I think a female prime minister was more than a few people could handle. But I thought that was really cool. And I think, are you guys breaking with the Commonwealth or something? Or is it on the plans? I think I read something about that, like, yeah, quite literally, like yesterday. Or was it Bahamas or was it Barbados? I can't remember. I'm trying to think. You'll have to you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not. I know it's sort of one of them. But yeah, how beautiful it would be though. Is it quite humid? It would be quite humid in Bahamas, I would say. I've never been. I've never been to Bahamas. My sister has. She went on a cruise down there. I haven't been any further. I've been to Florida, but that's obviously much further up, and then it's in the USA. But I just remember how humid it was there, and I can just imagine it being even more. Oh, you need to head out, your little boss. Oh yeah, Melda, it must have been Barbados, I reckon. Still a male, yes, same here. Same here. Thank you so much, Cubsden, for popping in. That was really nice having you here. Thank you so much, and hope your little one goes to bed without too many troubles. I know sometimes they can, you call me your little boss. I love that. Clearly is that who's in charge in the house? Yes, oh yeah, seriously, I would love to go to Bahamas. I would seriously love to go to Bahamas. Give me palm trees and beaches and crystal clear water any day. We do have beaches and crystal clear water here too. It's just not a whole lot of palm trees. More gum trees, but I shouldn't complain too much. It's so gorgeous here. We're heading into, we're in spring now, we're heading into summer. It's actually going to be, so it's 27 degrees Celsius here, so hopefully all of you guys work in Celsius and not Fahrenheit. So I have no idea what that is. But it's a nice, nice warm, not too hot summer's day, but it's a nice day today. Let's see, I'm just going to go and check that. There we go. It's actually starting to, I can pick it up, and it's keeping clear. So you can actually, so here you can sort of cut them into like little bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to just get a little, let's see, where's my cutting board? There it is. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is, because I like the coconut, I'm going to put a little bit of coconut just down on my board, and I'm going to just place it on top because then this will just push the coconut into. Let's see, I'm just gonna, there we go, yeah, you can see, beautiful. There we go. So just unwrapping, so you can see it's already set just because I put it in the freezer, not the fridge. If you're putting it in the fridge, you probably need a little bit longer, but I wanted to show you guys how I sort of cut this stuff. Where is my knife? Look at that, someone hasn't emptied the dishwasher, I think. There we go. We got that one. I'm going to add even more. I think I still need a little bit more coconut on top just because coconut is awesome. So I'm just sort of pushing it down a little bit. So I reckon we'll go like bite size, so like almost like little squares, I reckon. So let's see. I usually always start in the middle for my first cut. I'm just gonna make sure I just push just in case it sort of undoes itself a little bit. So let's see. What do you reckon? If I do like that, that'll make 16. I reckon we can do 3 on each, so like 6 rows. So we'll go there, I reckon. 1, 2. About there. That was a little bit smaller, but who cares? There. There. And then when if we go then 4 across, that should actually make it 24. So that should, which is actually pretty much exactly, I think the recipe said it makes about 25 balls, so that is pretty much spot on, which is good. So I'm just going to middle again, and middle, and middle. And that's kind of what, there we go. So that's ready now just to go and store in the freezer actually. Oh, did I just have a knock on the door? Just give me a second. I think they knocked on the door. Just a delivery. They didn't need it. I think they just popped it down under the mat. It didn't need a signature, so that was good. So it's already gone. Alrighty, but that's but we've got 24 of them. We could even add a little bit more coconut. I don't think we ever have too much coconut. I think that's my next thing. I need to make like a healthy, like a bounty bar. Bounty bars was like my favorite, my absolute favorite chocolate bar ever, just because there's so much coconut. There we go. It almost looks like a lamington when I do this. I don't know if you guys got too many lamingtons around, but it's such a Australian thing to have, like Australia Day and stuff. It's like everyone has to make lamingtons. It's like if you're making stuff for like a school fair and stuff, it's like 20 trays of lamingtons coming in, and that's, there we go. I'll just show you. That's what we ended up with. At least this time I was able to, I think last time I couldn't really see my mixer too much, so but at least this time I was able to make it a bit easy for you guys to see. So I can put this up again a little bit now. There we go. There we go. Just pack away some some mess around here just to keep the area slightly cleaner. Let's put this away. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the bounties. Oh, they're so good. I just wish they weren't so sugary. Just why I reckon I just need to see. I think there are some like healthier versions of them out there. So I'm going to sit down and have a look at a few different recipes and see if I can make one up that's like awesome. Because I think I'm gonna need, I think I might need some like syrupy sweetness. I think you can get like the monk fruit and erythritol sweetener in like a liquid. I think you can make it into like a syrup. Because that's actually what I was actually trying to find yesterday. I was trying to find some a sweetener to go with this, because I know there is a monk fruit like a maple syrup flavored one that just doesn't have the all the carbs and everything that real maple syrup does, but I couldn't find it. The health food store that I had all run out. They usually have it, and they didn't have it yesterday. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll just use normal maple syrup for this one, and just won't use a huge amount. And obviously, there was what, we didn't even have 2 full tablespoons in there, and divide that by 24. There's quite a small, insignificant amount of carbs in these. So I reckon we should be. It's not going to completely and utterly break the diet by having a little bit of maple syrup in there, which is good, which is awesome. All right, let's do a little roll call. So who's in there at the moment? I think we've got 3 people in here at the moment. So we've got Melda. Who else is in here? Let's see. Blue Jeans is still here. And Akeem, are you here still? I hope you're all. Have you all had a good day today? It's still. I know you guys are in different time zones to me, so you'll be, yeah, getting getting late, which is why, obviously, Blue Jeans and Cubstan's little one is heading to bed, I think. It's only here. It's only just past 11 a.m. So it's not quite lunchtime. Not quite lunchtime here today. So I might. Still waiting for I'm still waiting to get up to my my 1,000 subscribers, just so I can do lives from my phone. Because then I can do some garden lives, like when I can, so we can do like pick vegetables and lettuces and stuff from the garden, and then come in here and make stuff with it. So I thought that would be a bit cool. That's something I really want to do, which is why I'm working hard to getting that garden set up and productive and doing stuff as well. So we're getting there now, though. I seriously haven't bought lettuce of any sort since I think early June. Oh wow, yeah, 9:32. Yeah, because you're Caribbean, so you would be quite a fair a fair while behind us. We're like a day ahead. It's Friday here, and it's those I saw had my youngest birthday last week, a week ago on Friday, and my middle son, he's turning 10 on Thursday, so next week. So there'll be more. I think there'll be some more party preparations and stuff in the next coming weeks, as I try to film all my all the stuff that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do some cupcakes, because we're having his party up in a forest. Because it's still early spring here, we're still allowed to have fires as long as it's not like crazy hot or crazy windy, and hopefully it shouldn't be in September. so we should still be fine to have a bonfire and do some sausages on a stick, you know, heat them over the fire, maybe some marshmallows and stuff. And I thought instead of transporting a massive cake, I'll probably just do some cupcakes. So I can show you how I do my cupcakes. So for those that don't know, I used to do cake decorating. I used to be a cake decorator for quite a few years. I haven't done that now in quite a while because the whole doing several cakes a week was taking a big toll on my back because I've got a back injury. But I do still love making cakes and all of that for friends and family and my kids and all of that. So obviously with my little one, I made that and gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cake that I put up the other day because he has to be dairy-free. So that was a good one to do. And I also have a sister-in-law who is dairy-free as well. So I do try to make things that, you know, the main people can eat. And he did enjoy that, which was good. He didn't eat the icing. He's actually not a huge chocolate fan. Would you believe? He's not big on sweets. Like he'll have some jam on the sandwich and stuff, but he loves like berries and things like that. He's more of a savory person. He loves his chips and stuff. But my middle one, he does like his normal sweets. So I'm gonna make some good cupcakes, I reckon. I'm tossing up whether I'm gonna do like a vanilla sponge or if I'm gonna do a white chocolate and raspberry mud cake cupcakes. Just because I can make those. The mud cakes you can make a few days ahead of time because the flavors in mud cakes it actually develops a bit over time. So you're better off to make it at least a day or two ahead, and then you have the best flavor by the time you serve it. Same, which is why mud cakes are so good for wedding cakes and stuff, because you can make it at the start of the week and decorate over the course of the week, and it's going to taste awesome by the time the weekend comes around and people have their weddings. So that's that's what I used to do. I used to do like wedding cakes and things for people. Oh, thank you so much, Melda. Glad you liked it. I was using my actually using my good camera to film that, and it went a bit crazy during the pouring of the ganache. The ganache was too shiny, so I didn't know where to focus. So I had to cut a whole heap in there because it got all grainy and it was just focusing on and off. But it turned out, at least the video turned out good in the end, and I was able to put it up. But it tasted really nice, and we had leftovers for like quite a few days after. I do love the fact with that cake that it's not crazy sweet, so you don't feel like you've eaten. And it looks dense, but it's actually quite light. But it's just so decadent. I love it. And who doesn't love like fresh berries on top of cakes? It just makes the chocolate like stands out even more, and just breaks through some of that richness and stuff as well. There we go. How long have we been on for? We've been on for nearly an hour, I think. Let's see. Nearly. Let's see if I go. Yeah. 54 minutes. For me, that's pretty good. I find I get really nervous if I do just like regular lives. Where I just sit and chat. At least when I do cooking, I just feel like I got stuff to talk about. And obviously that's sort of what I want to do with the channel as well. Like teach you guys how to do some awesome cooking and some healthy cooking that still tastes like really good. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. So yeah, let's just show off the little bars that we do. So yeah, they definitely do look like little lamingtons actually, but yeah, they're nice little cocoa. I'm just gonna, let's try one. What's that? Yum. Got it. That crunch from the cacao nibs. Oh, just gives you a little bit of biting too. Oh, that was so good. Yum, 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 yum. I'm trying not to eat too much because my teeth are going to go all chocolatey. And then I don't want to open my mouth when I talk. Have a bit of water. There we go. Try to get the little pieces from between my teeth. That was really good. I'm going to put that into my freezer, and then I can take out like a little bite, and then it's like little frozen treats. If you have a look in my like healthy treats one as well. Oh, we had a few people just jump in. I'll show this again. So this is what this is the one I just had a bite out of. This is what we've been making today. So these are no-bake protein bars. They are seriously delicious. I just had a flavor. I just had a taste, and the flavor is really good. What I'll do is once I'm all done with this, I will go and type up just the ingredients so that you have it. So that way you can, if you want to do a cook along, you can go out and find the ingredients that you need, and then you can watch this and you can see how I do it all as well. So that way you can find the ingredients. Alrighty, so I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for jumping in and cooking with me today. I really enjoyed it. Hope that you guys had fun as well. And I hope to do more of these. This is now the second cook with me I've done, and I think it works out a treat. I think the lighting in here is actually pretty good, better than where I usually have my lives. So I think we're gonna, whenever I do lives, I'll do them in the kitchen, and then I might as well cook. I think. And yeah, I'll try to do these sort of on a semi-regular basis, just because I actually do quite enjoy these little sessions with you guys, and you can ask questions and we can have a chat. And yeah, I wish you all a fantastic day or night or wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.